Functions of placenta. It helps in exchange of gases. Placenta helps in exchange of gases. Therefore, it is also known as fetal lung, because the lungs in the fetus are not working and exchange of gases takes place through placenta. Placenta also helps in excretion. It also helps in nutrition. It protects the fetus from entry of pathogens and undesirable chemicals. It protects the fetus from pathogens and undesirable chemicals. Antibody IgG, immunoglobulin type G, can cross the placenta, and this immunoglobulin or antibody will provide immunity to the fetus. So, placenta provides protection against pathogens and undesirable chemicals. Still, rubella virus or syphilis bacteria can cross the placenta. So, if mother is suffering from syphilis or rubella, the child is also can be affected with these two diseases. Therefore, would-be mother should be immunized against MMR. Means it should be she should be given MMR, that is vaccine, measles, mumps and rubella vaccine. Placenta also acts as an endocrine organ because it secretes certain hormones. Therefore, placenta acts as a temporary endocrine gland because it exists only during the pregnancy and secretes various hormones like HCG. HCG is human chorionic gonadotropin. Human chorionic gonadotropin is HCG, and this HCG, after the formation of placenta, it appears in the mother's urine, and it can be tested through certain reagents. So, appearance of HCG is the positive test for pregnancy, and it is used in the pregnancy test kit. HCG appears in mother's urine and is the basis of pregnancy test. Placenta also secretes human placental lactogen, that is HPL. It also secretes estrogen and progesterones. It also secretes relaxin at the end of the pregnancy. It secretes relaxin at the end of the pregnancy, which helps in parturition, that is childbirth. It helps in parturition, that is childbirth, by softening the connective tissue of pubic symphysis. It helps in parturition, relaxin. It helps in parturition by softening the connective tissue of pubic symphysis. Relaxin is also secreted by ovary. Relaxin is secreted by ovary. So, placenta secretes HCG, HPL, estrogen and progesterones. Ovary secretes relaxin at the end of the pregnancy, which helps in parturition, that is childbirth. Relaxin helps in parturition, that is childbirth, by softening the connective tissue of pubic symphysis. By softening the connective tissue of pubic symphysis. HCG, HPL and relaxin are produced only in pregnant women. So, HCG, HPL and relaxin are produced only during the pregnancy. Metabolic activity of placenta is as great as that of the fetus itself. This is an important point. During pregnancy, levels of estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, prolactin, thyroxine, etc. are increased several folds in maternal blood for the proper development of the fetus. Increased level is essential for fetal growth, metabolic changes in the mother and maintenance of pregnancy. Now, gestation period. Gestation period is counted from the first day of last menstrual cycle to the childbirth. This is very important. Gestation period is counted from the first day of the last menstrual cycle to childbirth. In humans, this lasts for 270 to 280 days. Gestation period is for 270 to 280 days in case of humans, that is almost for 9 months. In case of mouse, it is 20 days, rat 28 days, dog 60 to 65 days, cat 58 to 65 days, elephants 18 months, approximately 2 years or 624 days. So, now we will discuss the events during pregnancy. First trimester of pregnancy, that is first 3 months, what will happen? During first 3 months, the basic structure of the baby is formed. all the organ systems are formed during the first 3 months. So if the mother takes some chemical, some drug which can affect the formation of the organs, then a monster-like child will be born. And these chemicals or drugs are known as teratogens. These are known as teratogens. So during first 3 months of the pregnancy, no such chemicals or drugs should be taken by the mother. During first 3 months, the basic structure of the baby is formed. This involves cell division, cell migration, and cell differentiation. During this period, the developing baby is very sensitive to anything that interferes with the steps involved. Viral infection of the mother, example by rubella, German measles virus, or exposure to certain chemicals may cause malformations in the developing embryo. Such agents are called teratogens. Such agents are called teratogens. Teratogens or monster forming are the chemicals that may lead to a monster-like child. Example, thalidomide, drugs or even tranquilizers, sedative or painkillers. These can also affect the formation of organs in the embryo. So such drugs can lead to phacomelia, that is no arms, or hair-like upper lip, that is cleft lip, spina bifida, bent backbone, decolorized teeth in later life, no perforation, that is no anus is formed, or malformed heart. So these are different effects of the teratogens. In the first month, heart is formed, and the beating of the heart can be diagnosed with the help of a stethoscope. That can be heard by the help of stethoscope. In the second month, limbs and digits are formed. In third month, external genitalia are formed. By 3 months, all the systems of the baby are formed. Therefore, fetus is less susceptible to the teratogens. Therefore, fetus is less susceptible to the teratogen after 3 months. So, during second trimester, that is 4 to 6 months of pregnancy, first movement of the fetus is felt during 5th month. First movement of the fetus is felt generally during 5th month, and hair on the head appear in the 5th month. During 6th month, body is covered with fine hair, eyelids separate and eyelashes are formed. In third trimester of the pregnancy, fetus is fully developed and undergoes only growth. So, in the last 3 months, it undergoes only growth, weight gain only, all the organs are fully developed by second trimester. Human placenta is hemochorial type, that is fetal blood vessels bath in mother's blood. Human placenta is decidua type, means once the child is born, placenta is shed off, which is known as afterbirth. Human placenta is interstitial type, that is it penetrates deep into the maternal blood. So these are the 3 characteristic features of human placenta, that it is hemochorial type, it is decidua type, and it is interstitial type. Next is parturition, that is childbirth. Delivery of the fetus is a complex neuroendocrine mechanism. Means in this endocrine system and brain, both of these together help in the childbirth. Fully developed fetus and placenta send signals to the brain. When the fetus is fully formed, then fetus and placenta both send signal to the brain and by inducing mild uterine contraction. Fully developed fetus induces mild uterine contractions and sends signal to the brain. These uterine contractions are developed in myometrium, which is made up of strong smooth muscles, which starts contracting and relaxing, which is called fetal ejection reflex. This signal is known as fetal ejection reflex. This fetal ejection reflex triggers the release of oxytocin from the maternal pituitary. This fetal ejection reflex will stimulate the release of oxytocin from the mother's pituitary gland. So what happens when the fetus is fully formed? It will send fetal ejection reflex to the brain in the form of mild uterine contractions. Due to this fetal ejection reflex, the maternal pituitary will release the hormone oxytocin. This oxytocin will lead to more vigorous contractions. This release of oxytocin from the maternal pituitary leads to contractions in the smooth muscles of the uterus called labor pains. It will cause labor pains. Relaxin hormone is also released from corpus albicans, that is in the ovary, degenerating corpus luteum, which relaxes the pubic symphysis. And finally, the fetus is ejected out. So after the childbirth, for nursing, colostrum is released from the mammary glands. So what is colostrum? Colostrum is the yellow or pale milk released during the initial few days of the childbirth. This colostrum is rich in antibodies type IgA. This colostrum is rich in antibodies type IgA. It has antibodies IgA and all nutrition required for a newborn. So it provides passive immunity to the child, to the newborn. Colostrum is very important for the infant as it contains all the essential nutrients needed by the infant. Breastfeeding is recommended for next few months. Milk synthesis is stimulated by pituitary hormone prolactin and its release is stimulated by oxytocin. So this I have told you earlier also that prolactin causes the formation of milk. It increases the formation of milk, whereas oxytocin causes the release of the milk. Milk contains an inhibitory peptide. If the breasts are not fully emptied, the peptide accumulates and inhibits the milk production. Oxytocin is also called childbirth hormone or milk ejectin hormone. So progesterone is pregnancy hormone, whereas this oxytocin is childbirth hormone. Till the mother is breastfeeding, egg may not be released from the ovaries for a maximum 6 months. Children, you should note this point that till the mother is breastfeeding, egg may not be released from the ovaries by maximum 6 months. Now, this I have told earlier also how twins are formed. Twins are of two types, identical or monozygotic twins and fraternal or dizygotic or non-identical twins. In identical twins, what happens that due to separation of the blastomere during the early stage, in the blastocyst stage, two identical twins will be formed. Whereas in case of dizygotic twins, due to some drugs or some other reasons, unexplained reasons, in 1 month 2 eggs may be released, and if both the eggs are fertilized by sperms, then 2 zygotes will be formed and it will result in the formation of non-identical twins. What are Siamese twins? These are united twins. When the blastocyst or the blastomeres are not completely separated, they remain joined from one end, then the twins formed are Siamese twins. They were named after Chang and Ang, born in Siam, Thailand. They were named after Chang and Ang, born in Siam, that is Thailand. Therefore, they are known as Siamese twin. Next is Free Martin twins. Free Martin twins, it is a sexually undeveloped female calf twinned with a male calf. Free Martin twins, it is a sexually undeveloped female calf twinned with a male calf. Ectopic pregnancy. I have told you that tubal pregnancy or fallopian tube pregnancy, when implantation of blastocyst occur at any other part other than the uterus. Example, fallopian tube. It can happen if the female is suffering from pelvic inflammatory disease or some sexually transmitted diseases. Caesarean baby. Caesarean baby is baby born by surgical method. No natural contractions are involved and baby is born by surgical method, then it is known as caesarean baby. What is the source of centrioles in the egg? Source of centriole is mammalian sperm. Mammalian egg lacks centrosome. Basal body of the sperm's flagellum divides and forms 2 centrosomes in the zygote. Thank you, children. With this, we finish with the chapter human reproduction. Thank you.